I spent the last decade working with seniors who struggle every single morning to get out of bed, and I have seen something that honestly breaks my heart. These are people who raised families, built careers, and lived full lives, now finding themselves weaker each year, losing their independence piece by piece. I am Dr. Alina Serravo, a health researcher who has dedicated her career to helping people over 50 reclaim their strength and vitality. What I am about to share with you will change everything you thought you knew about breakfast. Scientists recently analyzed over 3,200 different foods to identify which ones truly build muscle and strength in older adults. After all that research, only 8 foods made the final list. And here is the part that shocked even me: eggs did not make the cut. For decades, we have been told that eggs are the ultimate protein breakfast. The food industry has spent billions convincing us that scrambled eggs are all we need. But emerging research reveals something troubling about relying solely on eggs, especially for those of us over 50. The truth is, our bodies change dramatically as we age, and most people have no idea what is really happening inside. Around age 30, your body starts losing muscle mass. This process is slow at first, barely noticeable. But after 60, this decline accelerates dramatically. We are talking about 3 to 8% muscle loss per year if you do nothing to stop it. By age 80, up to 50% of people are affected by sarcopenia, which is the medical term for severe muscle loss. This is not just about looking older or feeling weaker. This leads to falls, broken bones, loss of independence, and even cognitive decline. But here is the truth that gives me hope every single day in my research: your muscles can still grow at any age. I have seen 70-year-olds gain strength they thought was gone forever. I have watched 80-year-olds rebuild their bodies and reclaim activities they loved. The secret is not some expensive supplement or complicated diet plan. It comes down to understanding one critical component that most people completely miss. The key is something called leucin. Leucin is an amino acid, and it acts like a master switch that tells your muscles to start growing and repairing. Without enough leucin at each meal, your body essentially ignores the protein you just ate. Think about that for a moment. You could be eating protein at every meal, but if you are not hitting the leucin threshold, your muscles are getting nothing from it. Research from the University of Texas found that adults over 50 need at least 2.5 to 3 grams of leucin per meal just to activate muscle protein synthesis. Miss that threshold, and your muscles go into starvation mode despite all the food you are eating. This is exactly why those 8 foods I mentioned are so powerful. Each one delivers enough leucin to flip that growth switch. Each one costs less than $3 per serving, and each one is probably already available at your local grocery store. Let me walk you through exactly what these foods are and why they work so incredibly well. Number 1, and this one should be in your kitchen right now: Greek yogurt. 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt delivers approximately 20 grams of protein and nearly 2.7 grams of leucin. Right there, you are hitting that critical threshold to activate muscle growth. But protein and leucin are just the beginning. Greek yogurt contains probiotics, the beneficial bacteria that support your gut health. And here is something most people do not realize. Emerging research shows a direct connection between gut health and muscle strength. Scientists call it the gut-muscle axis. A study published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle found that seniors with healthier gut bacteria maintained significantly more muscle mass as they aged. One researcher described the probiotics in Greek yogurt as creating a protective shield for your digestive system, which then allows better nutrient absorption. Your muscles cannot grow if your gut cannot properly absorb the nutrients you are eating. Greek yogurt also provides calcium and vitamin D, both essential for bone health. A single serving costs roughly $1.50. Compare that to probiotic supplements at $20 to $30 per bottle. You can eat it plain, mix it with berries, use it as a base for smoothies, or even replace sour cream in recipes. The texture is thick and creamy, nothing like regular yogurt. Number 2 will surprise you because most people think of it as junk food: cottage cheese. 1 cup delivers around 28 grams of protein and an impressive 3.1 grams of leucin. That is more leucin than almost any other whole food source. But what makes cottage cheese truly special is something called casein protein. While most proteins digest quickly, casein releases slowly over several hours. A study published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that casein provides what researchers called a personal IV drip of amino acids to your muscles. This slow release is especially important overnight or between meals when your body might otherwise break down muscle tissue for energy. Cottage cheese also contains selenium, an antioxidant that fights inflammation throughout your body. Chronic inflammation is one of the hidden accelerators of muscle loss as we age. One researcher I spoke with described selenium as putting out tiny fires in your muscle tissue before they cause permanent damage. A serving costs about $2, and you can find it at any grocery store. I know some people dislike the texture, so here is my trick. Blend it smooth and use it in place of ricotta in lasagna, or mix it with a little honey and cinnamon for a dessert-like treat. You can also mash it with an avocado for a creamy spread. The lumpy texture disappears completely when you blend it for just 20 seconds. Number 3 is something you might walk right past in the store: canned salmon. A 4-ounce serving gives you approximately 25 grams of protein. Chicken is also incredibly lean, meaning you get all that protein without excessive calories or saturated fat. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who consumed lean protein sources like chicken maintained healthier body composition compared to those who relied on fattier protein sources. The researchers explained that lean protein allows you to meet your protein needs without overshooting your calorie requirements, which is important for maintaining a healthy weight. Chicken breast is also rich in B vitamins, particularly niacin and B6, which play crucial roles in energy metabolism. Your muscles need these vitamins to convert the food you eat into usable energy. A pound of chicken breast costs about $5 to $6 and provides 4 servings. That is roughly $1.50 per serving. You can bake it, grill it, poach it in broth for extra moisture, or even use a slow cooker to make it incredibly tender. Season it with herbs and spices, slice it over salads, or shred it for easy meal prep. Chicken breast is one of the most versatile proteins available, and when cooked properly, it is delicious and satisfying. Number 6 is a plant-based option that deserves way more attention: lentils. 1 cup of cooked lentils delivers about 18 grams of protein and roughly 2.5 grams of leucine. Now, I know that is slightly lower than some animal sources, but lentils bring something extraordinary to the table: fiber. 1 cup contains about 15 grams of fiber, which is about half of what most adults need in an entire day. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that higher fiber intake in older adults was associated with better muscle preservation and lower levels of inflammation. The researchers described fiber as feeding your beneficial gut bacteria, which then produce compounds that protect your muscle tissue. Lentils also provide iron, which is essential for carrying oxygen to your muscles. Without adequate iron, your muscles fatigue quickly and cannot perform at their best. Lentils cost about $1 per pound dried, and 1 pound makes several servings. This is genuinely one of the most affordable protein sources available. You can add cooked lentils to soups, make them into a curry, use them as a base for salads, or even blend them into dips. They have a mild, earthy flavor that takes on whatever seasonings you use. Red lentils cook in about 15 minutes, making them one of the fastest plant proteins to prepare. Brown and green lentils take about 25 minutes, but hold their shape better for salads. Number 7 is a breakfast staple that actually lives up to the hype: oatmeal, but only when you prepare it correctly. Plain oatmeal alone does not have enough protein or leucine, but when you combine half a cup of dry oats with a scoop of protein powder or a generous helping of Greek yogurt mixed in, you create something remarkable. The oats provide but salmon brings something to the table that almost no other food can match: omega-3 fatty acids. These are not just good for your heart, which they absolutely are. Omega-3s also fight the inflammatory response that accelerates muscle breakdown. A study from the Journal of Clinical Investigation found that omega-3 supplementation in older adults improved muscle protein synthesis rates by 30% compared to those not getting enough omega-3s. The researchers described omega-3s as calming down the inflammatory signals that tell your body to break down muscle tissue. Think of inflammation as an alarm system that has become oversensitive with age. Omega-3s help reset that alarm to appropriate levels. Canned salmon with bones also provides an incredible amount of calcium, even more than a glass of milk. 1 can costs about $3 to $4 and contains 2 to 3 servings. You do not need fancy fresh salmon. The canned version has the same nutritional benefits. Mix it with Greek yogurt and herbs for a salmon salad, put it on whole grain crackers, or add it to scrambled eggs for a protein powerhouse breakfast. The bones are soft and completely edible, adding extra calcium with no weird taste. Number 4, and wait until you hear what this does: sardines. Yes, those tiny fish that come in a can. One can of sardines delivers about 23 grams of protein and 2.6 grams of leucine. But sardines are absolutely packed with vitamin D, and this matters more than most people realize. A study published in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research tracked over 1,000 seniors for 5 years and found that those with adequate vitamin D levels maintained significantly more muscle strength and balance. The researchers noted that vitamin D acts like a conductor in your muscle cells, coordinating the signals needed for contraction and growth. Low vitamin D is incredibly common in older adults, especially those who do not spend much time in direct sunlight. Sardines also provide coenzyme Q10, a compound that supports the energy production centers in your muscle cells. As we age, our natural CoQ10 levels drop, which is one reason we feel less energetic. A can of sardines costs about $2 and gives you a massive nutritional boost. I understand the hesitation here because sardines have a strong reputation. But if you choose sardines packed in olive oil and drain them well, then mash them with avocado or Greek yogurt, the fishiness almost completely disappears. You can also try them on whole grain toast with a squeeze of lemon. The taste is mild and actually quite pleasant when prepared correctly. Number 5 is probably already in your refrigerator: chicken breast. 4 ounces of cooked chicken breast provides about 35 grams of protein and 3.2 grams of leucine. This is one of the highest leucine contents you can find in a whole food that helps shuttle amino acids into your muscle cells. A study from the Journal of Applied Physiology found that combining carbohydrates with protein after resistance exercise improved muscle protein synthesis by 38% compared to protein alone. The researchers explained that carbohydrates trigger an insulin response, and insulin acts like a delivery truck, carrying amino acids directly into muscle tissue. Oats also contain beta-glucan, a type of fiber that supports heart health and helps regulate blood sugar levels. Stable blood sugar is crucial for maintaining energy throughout the day and preventing the muscle breakdown that can occur with blood sugar crashes. A container of oats costs about $4 and contains 30 servings. That is about 13 cents per serving. Add Greek yogurt, a handful of berries, a tablespoon of ground flaxseed for extra omega-3s, and maybe a sprinkle of cinnamon. You have just created what I call the perfect muscle-building breakfast. The oats provide sustained energy, the yogurt provides leucine and probiotics, the berries provide antioxidants, and the flaxseed provides omega-3s. Total cost, under $3. Number 8 is the one food I wish every single senior would eat daily: hemp seeds. Just 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds deliver 10 grams of complete protein and about 1.2 grams of leucine. Now, that is lower than the other foods I have mentioned, which is why hemp seeds work best as an addition to other protein sources rather than a standalone option. But hemp seeds are remarkable because they contain all 9 essential amino acids in perfect ratios. They are also rich in magnesium, a mineral that up to 70% of older adults do not get enough of. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that magnesium deficiency was directly linked to reduced muscle strength and increased inflammation in seniors. Magnesium helps your muscles relax after contraction, supports nerve function, and plays a role in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body. Hemp seeds also provide both omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in an ideal ratio for reducing inflammation. A bag of hemp seeds costs about $10 and contains about 16 servings. That is roughly 60 cents per serving. You can sprinkle hemp seeds on yogurt, oatmeal, salads, or blend them into smoothies. They have a mild, slightly nutty flavor and a soft texture that does not require any chewing. Unlike flax seeds, you do not need to grind hemp seeds for your body to absorb their nutrients. They are ready to eat straight from the bag. When you combine these foods strategically, you create something even more powerful than the sum of their parts. Let me give you an example of what I call the ultimate muscle-building breakfast. Start with 1 cup of Greek yogurt. That gives you 20 grams of protein and 2.7 grams of leucine. Add half a cup of cooked oatmeal on top. That provides complex carbohydrates to enhance amino acid delivery. Sprinkle 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds over everything. That adds 10 more grams of protein, magnesium, and omega-3s. Top it with a handful of berries for antioxidants. You have just created a breakfast with over 30 grams of protein, well over 3 grams of leucine, probiotics for gut health, fiber for digestive health, omega-3s for inflammation, and antioxidants for cellular protection. Total cost, under $3. You can prepare this in less than 10 minutes. If you are feeling overwhelmed by all this information, let me simplify it for you. If I had to pick just 3 of these foods to start with tomorrow morning, here is exactly what I would choose. Number 1, Greek yogurt. This is your leucine foundation. 1 cup at breakfast flips that muscle growth switch and provides probiotics for better nutrient absorption. This is non-negotiable in my opinion. Number 2, hemp seeds. 3 tablespoons mixed into your yogurt adds complete protein, magnesium, and omega-3s without changing the taste significantly. This is the easiest addition you can make. Number 3, canned salmon or sardines. Add this to your lunch 3 times per week for omega-3s and vitamin D. If you are not ready for sardines, start with salmon. Mix it with Greek yogurt, add some dill and lemon juice, and eat it on whole grain crackers. Those 3 foods give you everything your muscles need to start rebuilding. Here is your simple 7-day breakfast plan using these foods. Monday, Greek yogurt with berries and hemp seeds. Tuesday, oatmeal cooked in milk with Greek yogurt stirred in and hemp seeds on top. Wednesday, cottage cheese with sliced peaches and a drizzle of honey. Thursday, Greek yogurt with oatmeal and berries. Friday, scrambled eggs with cottage cheese mixed in and whole grain toast. Saturday, smoothie with Greek yogurt, berries, hemp seeds, and a handful of spinach. Sunday, oatmeal with cottage cheese stirred in, cinnamon, and sliced banana. Total weekly cost for all 7 breakfasts, approximately $18. That is less than $2.60 per day for breakfasts that provide over 30 grams of protein and 3 grams of leucine to activate muscle growth. Remember the key insight from today. Adults over 50 need at least 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine at each meal to flip the muscle growth switch. And here is one more thing the research emphasizes. A study from McGill University, tracking over 1,700 seniors for 3 years, found that those who distributed their protein evenly across all 3 meals maintained significantly more muscle mass than those who ate most of their protein at dinner. Breakfast is not optional anymore. It is your first muscle-building opportunity of the day. If you want to maintain your independence, stay strong enough to play with grandchildren, keep your balance to prevent falls, and live life on your terms, you now have the roadmap. But knowing is not the same as doing. So here is my challenge to you. Pick 1 food from this list and add it to tomorrow's breakfast. Just 1. Build the habit, then add another. Drop a comment below telling me which food you are starting with. I read every single comment, and I will personally respond to your questions. If this video helped you, subscribe and hit the notification bell. I release new science-backed nutrition videos every week specifically for adults over 50 who refuse to accept that weakness and decline are inevitable. You have more control over your strength and vitality than you have been led to believe. And speaking of nutrition, in my next video, I am revealing the 5 worst breakfast foods that actually accelerate muscle loss. Number 3 is in almost every kitchen right now, and it is marketed as healthy. Click the link to watch that video now because some of the items on that list will shock you. Until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and I will see you in the next one.